Our next guest is going to be Kimberly Abel. She is a math and computer teacher with the West Bloomfield High School here in the area. And give me just a second because, as I said, I'm still trying to navigate all of these buttons. So we want to bring in Kimberly. Kimberly, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Ronnie, for having me.
So tell us, are you ready? School is going to be starting and this clock is ticking fast.
Well, we've been working ever since June to come up with a plan to take what the governor has given us along with the health department and put a plan together to keep teachers and staff safe.
So, Kimberly, how long have you been an educator? And I would imagine you've never been through anything like this and you probably never want to go through it again.
No, this is my 26th year as a teacher. It's not exactly what I signed up for. I love to be in person with my kids. I love getting to know them, um, playing off them when I teach, and this is definitely different than that.
So, how has it been for you to shift remotely? And you have a hard subject to try to teach remotely, I think. So, how are you trying to navigate that and make sure your students are engaged?
Well, a lot of my students that I get are students that are very into computers when they get to the high school level. They have a want, there's a spark that they have, and an interest that they're interested in going into computers because with computers, the world is kind of filled with them in all aspects, no matter what job you go into. So it's a very good area to work in. There's been a lot of things that have changed because of the corona. And mainly, we have a lot of free things that are out there that we can use and work with and use our students and build their knowledge of what we're learning.
So we know that the high school had already decided that the high school students were going to be remote in the fall. So that probably helped you a little bit mindset wise. But what program are you using and how does it work? Do you record your lessons and then they can log on later? Or is it live? You need to be here during this set appointment time?
Well, the idea is we're still in school. So this time is a lot different than when we went out in March. So students are going to be required to be in class. We start with them at 9 o'clock. So we've changed the time. Normally we start at 7, and we've given them a little time to sleep in and get up. So we will teach a regular schedule online from 9 o'clock until probably about 1. And then we have some 50 minutes with them in our instruction. And then we have some downtime similar to if a kid is interested in coming after school for additional help, or we feel that they need additional help or have additional questions, there's time allotted at the end of the day for them to come and touch base with the teachers.
Kim, so it's obviously a different experience for students going back into the classroom or into a virtual classroom in the fall. For you as a teacher, you've mentioned earlier that you feed off of the energy of your students. Doing that in a live virtual classroom setting, how does that change the dynamic of your craft and what you do on a daily basis as an educator?
Well, I work and we all work daily with technology. We use technology in order to deliver material to our students, whether it's a Promethean board or a smart board. So things work, things don't work. You kind of do the best that you can and work on things that you need to work on. Students are, they like to be with each other. They like to be in the same room. They like to build relationships with others. So that's another thing that we're going to have to work on is building that relationship, not with just me as the teacher, but with the other students. And so Zoom has offered the option of um, breakout groups and things that you can use in order to get them together to know each other. We're going to have to build a little bit more time for building that rapport. As we went out in March last year, we already knew our students. We had built that rapport. So it was a little bit different. Now we're going to be starting a school year where we don't know our kids that are coming in. I am lucky I get repeat customers, so I tend to get some classes filled with kids that I know and some classes that will be new. So building that relationship, whether it's with the students or with the teacher, is going to be extremely important this time around.
Kimberly Abel with us, a math and computer teacher at West Bloomfield High School, with us on the Oakland County Megacast. And Kimberly, as on that note, it's so tough to engage high school kids. Even in a normal setting, it can be a bit challenging. But in a virtual setting where there's even more distractions at play, they're at home. Sometimes it's not under supervision of a teacher in person. There are other things on the internet that they can be doing at the same time that they're learning. So how do you navigate increasing the engagement of these students in the virtual setting while still overcoming those challenges of trying to get them to engage with each other and the classroom and get familiar with the curriculum?
Well, it's not going to be easy for anyone. There's no training that really provides you the opportunity to work remotely for teaching. That was never in Education 101. So this is all new for everybody, and we are going to work and do the best that we can, provide little short clips of things that we're going to be doing, chunking activities as opposed to just straight lecturing. We're going to have to be doing things a little bit different and kind of think outside the box in order to engage them in our classrooms.
So, Kimberly, we talked a lot about the students, but as a teacher, how are you handling this? Would you rather be in the classroom, or would you like to maybe present your lesson plan or your lessons to your students from the classroom, but have them remote? What are your thoughts on that? And are you worried about your health and safety as well?
Well, the requirements at the high school level, even though our students are going to be remote, teachers are going to be required to report to their classroom. So they will be teaching from their classroom using the tools and things that they have in their classroom in order to talk and work with their students. It's really hard. We do have teachers in our district, our middle school through our elementary. They're going to be teaching in person. There's going to be kids that come in. They all have to wear masks. There's going to be some that'll be difficult with wearing masks. It's very uncertain. We continue to watch what the numbers are in our community to see where the COVID viruses are and what's happening there. We're working with the district on a regular basis. I happen to be the union president for the teachers, so we've been working tirelessly throughout the school year, or the summer, I should say. It hasn't really been a summer. This is the first year I've actually can't wait to get back to school, because then we can try it and see what we did and we worked on. And we've worked hard. We worked hard this summer to create new platforms. Teachers have learned new things in order to work on blended learning. We've gone all in to try to help and do something different that we weren't instructed to do and learn it on our own.
Kimberly Abel with us, teacher at West Bloomfield High School. And Kimberly, I have family, two of my aunts on my dad's side of the family are educators, one in the Clinton Township area, one on the west side of the state. They're elementary school teachers, so it's a little bit different of an experience than maybe what you're experiencing on the high school level. But I know that over the summer, they've been hard at work with their team, with their fellow teachers in their grade, consistently changing these plans as new plans from the school district came down for fall learning, and as they continue to develop lesson plans for whatever scenario may be in the fall. Our teachers are such unsung heroes in normal times. Over the course of this pandemic, as you've continued to roll with the changes and continued to plan for an uncertain fall, for those that maybe aren't thinking in this mindset, how much harder have our teachers been working now than ever before, and how much more effort are these teachers putting in beyond what's called of them to prepare themselves for fall?
It's been a lot of work. Besides watching everything that's on television, seeing what's happening in other states that have already gone back to school, there's a lot of pressure, not only from me as a teacher being successful in my classroom, but me as a parent, me as a person in my family, to keep myself safe. There's a lot of obstacles that are out there, and teachers, at least in my district, have worked tirelessly all summer long in order to put into place what curriculum we're going to teach, how we're going to teach it, what kind of things we're going to do. We've been working with our professional learning communities in order to establish that. We've been doing a lot of Zoom meetings. We've had a lot of communication with everybody that's out there, including our community, working with the school district, working with our administrators. It's been a lot of work to put something in play that we think will be a good plan for our students to return next week.
So, Kimberly, just before we wrap up with you, you are a math and computer teacher at West Bloomfield High School. We thank you for all of your hard work. And I would imagine after so many students were sent home unexpectedly last year, teachers have become the true heroes. There has to be a lot of parents out there who really understand and appreciate what all of you do so much more. What has been the reaction from parents for you?
Well, just walking around in my community, I happen to live in my school district, and I get a lot of accolades just from walking around in my subdivision. People will stop me and thank me for what we've done. We were one of the school districts that when they closed down, we were ready to work the next Monday, being online with our students. So we did everything that we possibly can. This time is going to be different. Last time, students didn't have to participate. They didn't fail. That was one of the mandates that we had. Well, now this is different. You're supposed to get all the curriculum, and you're supposed to participate. So there's going to be more requirements that are going to be needed for kids to be involved in school. Parents are very thankful that they have been in the conversation. They're on the committees that we've had here in our district. There have been Zoom meetings almost weekly with our community and our parents to talk about the things that we're doing with our Lakers Online that we form for those families that they don't feel safe to come back into the building. So we provided a Lakers Online Academy in which our students can work remotely from home, not have to come into the building. We have 1,300 kids in our community that will be participating in that. We have staff that have built that from our teaching ranks. So they are our teachers. The curriculum will be our curriculum that we have in West Bloomfield. The degree they earn will be a West Bloomfield degree. There's been a lot of work, and there continues to be a lot of work that is completed and finished, and the community has been very thankful for being in the know and not knowing things at the last minute.
Kimberly Abel, math and computer teacher, West Bloomfield High School. We thank you for everything that you do. A lot of parents out there extremely grateful to you and all of your teachers. Thank you for being on the Oakland County MegaCast.
Thank you for having me, and here's to a good school year.
Good luck, and I wish you all the best. But one quick last question. Are you going to require your students to have a dress code, or can they wear their pajamas? That's been an issue in some school districts. I don't understand that.
That's a good question.
Well, I know that even our staff are going to be wearing some different clothing because the recommendation is when you come home, you wash your clothing right away. So people are going to be wearing scrubs. They'll be wearing different things that will allow continual washing. So I would imagine pajamas happen to be one of those things that fit into that category.
There you go. Kimberly Abel, thank you so much. We appreciate having you on the Oakland County MegaCast.